The story of Nachiketa and Yama is a conversation between a young boy named Nachiketa and Yama, the god of death. Nachiketa was the son of the sage Vajashravas, who was performing a yagna to give away his possessions as a sacrifice. During the yagna, old and ill cattle were being given away, and Nachiketa asked his father to whom he would be given away. His father, being busy, spontaneously answered that he would give his son to Yama, the lord of death. To keep his father's word, Nachiketa walked towards Yama's home, while his father realized what had been done and started crying. When Nachiketa arrived at Yama's home, Yama was not there, so the young boy waited outside the door without food and water. When Yama returned, he was angry that a young Brahmin was made to wait, and as an apology offered 3 boons to the boy. Nachiketa's first boon was that his father should not be angry with him, which was immediately granted. His second boon was to learn the sacred fire sacrifice, which Yama elaborated. For his third boon, Nachiketa wanted to learn the mystery of what comes after the death of the body. Yama initially tried to dissuade Nachiketa from asking this question, offering him all sorts of worldly wealth and pleasures instead. But Nachiketa remained steadfast and insisted on knowing the truth. Yama then taught Nachiketa about the nature of the soul and the importance of righteousness. He distinguished between Preya, what is pleasant, and Shreya, what is beneficial. Yama's teaching also notably included the idea that the soul never dies or takes birth. With this knowledge, Nachiketa became the boy who knew death and returned to his father. The story of Nachiketa and Yama has been the topic of many retellings and adaptations in India. It teaches valuable lessons about the importance of righteousness, the nature of the soul, and the consequences of actions. The story of Nachiketa and Yama is a fascinating one that has been retold in many different ways. One of the most important lessons that can be learned from this story is the importance of righteousness. Nachiketa was a young boy who was willing to stand up for what he believed in, even when it meant going against the wishes of his father and facing the god of death himself. He was determined to learn the truth about what happens after death, and he was not swayed by Yama's attempts to distract him with worldly pleasures. Another important lesson from this story is the nature of the soul. Yama taught Nachiketa that the soul never dies or takes birth, and that it is eternal and unchanging. This idea is central to Hindu philosophy and is a key part of the Upanishads, which are a collection of sacred texts in Hinduism. Finally, the story of Nachiketa and Yama teaches us about the consequences of our actions. Nachiketa's father made a promise that he could not keep, and this led to his son being sent to the god of death. Similarly, our actions have consequences, and we must be mindful of the promises we make and the impact that our actions have on others. Overall, the story of Nachiketa and Yama is a powerful one that teaches us important lessons about righteousness, the nature of the soul, and the consequences of our actions. It is a story that has been retold for centuries and continues to inspire people to this day.